Hello out there.
And hello, we are back again. We've got two fantastic people joining us, this time BT and Yunos, with the Kaizou Choujin. Let me try this again. Shubibinman 0. There we go. We've got an excellent any percent run that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Again, just a quick reminder for everybody that we do have a bid wars going on for As Your Dreams and a couple of names. As it currently stands, we are still looking for bids to either spare or kill High Kid. Any donations will make a huge difference there and probably set it into the lead. You can also choose the pet color. Currently, green is in the lead by a single $1. So again, any money will quickly shift the tides there. You can also name the monster and sacrificial monster, which both currently are named Ego and Lego. And on top of all that, we are only $10 away from getting the incentive of Turbo Bikes for Battletoads 2020. Alright, I'll let you all take it away from here. Best of luck.
Thank you. Yeah, ready for the Kaizou Choujin Shubibinman 0, or however it's said. This is a fast favorite. This was run actually at a GDQ by Clear Tonic about 5,000 years ago. So it's really, really great to kind of pick up where he left off and take the game down to that 16-minute barrier.
Oh, check it out. We're actually getting profiles on our characters. This is Asuka Langley Soryu. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. But yeah.
BB Dan! Alright, Kage. We'll meet all these characters and we'll beat the snot out of them. But, welcome Yunos, thank you so much for joining me, and let's see what this game's all about.
Yeah, we found out about this game from, we play in a tournament series called the Elite Tournament, set up by Angry Larry, and I think it was Nirm who introduced this, or submitted this game for the tournament.
Yeah, this is a good find there. Didn't win the tournament, but did take the game down to a very, very low time with D-pad Danny. Yeah,
took almost a minute off the world record during that season.
It was crazy, because we first started playing this game, it actually wasn't really beatable. There's a cheat code to give yourself extra credits, which I think some of us found, and then now we can probably beat it deathless if we wanted to, but take some matching for sure. Well, you want to count us down whenever.
Alright. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. BT is actually, he's going to pick one player mode. He has his controller plugged into the second port so that he gets the character Azuki, who has this dash move. My god, you're so fast at this.
Yes, it's very mashy.
Oh,
How do you do this dash move?
Alright, so you jump and you gotta double tap on the Y button during a jump. And it'll make you fly forward. If you only single tap, you'll just do like a punch, which will be used in some cases for speed to reduce time loss. Oops, that wasn't it. Yeah, second part of this, actually, the speed tech here is you have to be holding down that. You want to be having the Y press still when you land, just for like a frame or two, or Asuki will like pause on the landing like it was, Castlevania 3, where you you land, you sit there for 2 frames before you move again. So when you see that Azuki's holding the sword behind her as she lands on the ground again, that means he's executed it correctly and he's going to continue to have good momentum, and then he wants to release it right away because she'll actually begin to charge up a separate move if he continues to hold it.
Yeah, you also notice that the game is screen lock your character in the center until you hit a boundary, and the more I can do that charge move perfectly, the more I'll get offset from the center of the screen.
Oh, I've never noticed that. And we're already at our first boss, Vector Man.
Vector Man's down. Hey.
Nice. It's an important little tiny pattern you do there. You do like the short charge attack, flying attack, and then the long one, because if you do the long first, you get punched when you land.
getting
so
there is terrible.
yeah,
You can also
no,
see
like,
that the score is 7,000 even, which is the minimum score, which means we didn't get credit for any kills yet on the small enemies, which essentially
Nice.
just slow you down. They also have drops too, which give you additional points.
Yeah, so basically, low percent is the way to any percent this. As you get to like 30,000 points and then more, I think those are the numbers. You get 1-ups, and not 1-ups. You get a health bar increase.
Yeah, there's no way to get extra credits though, just bigger health stack.
Yeah, so that will slow it down a little bit to get those level ups.
Here's Kage, our recurring fight.
Yeah, what's his story? He wants to be the guy or something?
He's also like a blast man, but he's in normal form right now.
The trick for this fight will be to stun lock him so he doesn't move around a lot on you.
Also, if he dies on that platform up there, you get to the cutscene faster. We caught that
nice.
platform by a single pixel, so we didn't wait for him to like land on the ground and like fade away.
Yeah, and at the end of that, after he hits the ground, you're like holding select to like skip through any cutscenes that are going to happen.
Yeah, I'm mashing select because if I hold in select for 3 seconds, my controller will turn off. So it's a extra difficult game to run. That's a good, really good screen.
So that's because you're playing on the analog, the super analog or whatever it is.
The 8-bit new SN30,
Oh, okay.
2.4G. That damage right there doesn't matter so much because this guy drops a refill. We'll just take it. Because...
Most important thing is getting the gate down as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah, because you can't move until the gate's gone.
Yeah, so you see the flying attack that is used for speed is also often used for damage because it just does a rapid series of hits. We're at our second boss. VII's going to try to one-cycle this. It's Taco, the octopus.
Like a 2-frame window here. Nope. Got tentacle block.
Oh, that's pretty good, though.
Yeah, gotta do 3 cycles here because these guys run away.
Oh.
That's okay. PV has a 3-cycle taco, so we're still good.
Big time save coming up then. Yeah, so if that had gone correctly, you would have done a flying, like a dashing forward attack, and when you landed, you would have just done your basic 2-hit combo.
Oh man, the goal there is to, like, you really want to get inside of Taco's head while the dash move is triggered, and that gives you the ability to like lock per hit, and then just bounce up and just keep slash attacking there.
Okay.
But the tentacle on the back prevented me from turning around and resuming my slash attack, and they're kind of just random wherever they pop up, so just gotta deal with whatever the RNG gives you.
And on this stage, we're gonna see you do a few like punches. No. I thought you were gonna do like just a single punch up those steps with the red shooters.
Yeah, these guys right here, you want to save time by not slashing. But I've been working on just skipping the enemies entirely. And right here I'm skipping a mid-section scene by holding select. There's like a scene where she walks up into the temple gate, but it's just skipped for some reason if you push select at the right time. Or hold in select throughout the whole cutscene.
This part's really funny. This is really trivial one player. But if you play this 2-player, suddenly, yeah, you're doing friendly fire by stepping on a switch while your friend's underneath the trap.
Yeah, you really just don't want to touch anything at all in the temple. Except for that guy. That guy can get touched. And then I'm trying to get my X position here offset so I can try and get around these shooter guys. Because if they get on the screen too early, they'll shoot a bullet. And fewer places
that's
you can
what
stand.
happens. I see.
Yeah. Game kind of just loads instantaneously, so if you stop moving, you can resume moving without being on a different RNG cycle or anything like that. It's just loaded dynamically.
So here, the strat is to charge up. We're going to see that charge up attack that you're trying to avoid when you're traveling.
That's really good fighting.
And yeah, trying to keep these, when they're in the flashing, like, dash mode, you don't want to get hit or try to hit them. You'll just get knocked down. But you didn't take a single hit there, so
the fight went almost perfectly. The fewer times they charge forward in wolf form, the better. You kind of want to just deal with them in bird form.
It's always best to catch him in the air. It makes it easier to do the stun lock.
Exactly.
Big
Hey,
lag
we got
for the dragon kill.
Got a dragon skip though.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got that earlier. My practice run where I game over. Yeah, so, well, the credits at the bottom, yeah, credits 3. If those credits run out, game over means you start all the way over.
Yeah, and you lose 100% of your time. So now Kage's charged up. He's got shoulder pads now. So now he's also a Blast Man, or Spark Man, or a Shubibinman.
Shockman?
Shockman, yeah.
I don't know. I just saw that on Wikipedia. It's kind of low up stuff.
I let him go, but I recovered. Level up.
Yeah, you can keep him stun locked on the ground with still just jumping kicks, but it won't go as fast. He won't get as many hits in.
Robot kick.
I like how the screen pans down when you enter an encounter, but you can move, and there's pits to jump over while you're doing it, so there's blind jumps to do.
Yeah, and that's probably my least established skill is like blindfolded games and memorizing where pits are, so I'm not very aggressive on those yet. If you hit the engineer any other way, he takes 2 combos, but if you land and then do the slash combo, it takes him out in 1 cycle. Ooh, we got the spark skip. Scarp's pick.
Through the, oh yeah, through both of those first 2, nice.
You can get all 3 if you're, like, really lucky.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to remember what all I've ever done in this myself, but there's a lot of, that got over the dragon.
These guys can punch each other, it's really exciting.
There it is.
Alright, this boss is like, the faster you do him, the slower he takes. So you don't want to hit the top capsule too many times, otherwise it just disappears. You want to hit it a couple times, you want to focus damage to the center. Because his capsules in its center are all damage points.
That's what I forgot earlier. I took out the capsule, and then it just became a total mess.
Yeah, I can't reach that other one. Got him, there you go. That was a little sloppy, but damageless.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, what system is this on?
This is, you know, Super Famicom, but this is a Teleview, or is a Television, which is like the Super Nintendo version of the Genesis downloadable content server. So a lot of these games were not really popularized in the United States, and this one actually did eventually get like a part production, but it's super rare, but you can find it in Japan.
Yeah, a repro cart. So another way of putting it, it's like
There.
a Sega channel.
Yeah. Oh, that was probably second pixel you can catch that platform. I use the background light behind that jump. This is the first level where the monsters start dropping bears constantly. I missed a 1 pixel jump. I think this guy drops stealth. Nope, mirror.
Beautiful. Falling in a pit doesn't kill the character, it just does 1 damage. Here.
And then resets you backwards so you land place where you're touching ground safely. So it could be a while back if you're flying with Azuki here. Another Kage fight. Oh, he's not getting away this time. That's a good fight. Wrong platform, but that's okay. He bounced a little bit. I knew I missed the platform, so there's like a 1 pixel window where you can turn around at the apex of your jump and gain some imaginary jump height, but that didn't. My backup strat didn't work either. That jump was also impossible, what I just did there. It's never happened before. You shouldn't be able to reach that platform.
It's also very difficult to get over that spike platform, isn't it?
It is. It's there's three pixels. There's the front, the back, and the complete clear. Those wrestlers should not have been there. They should have despawned. I don't know what's going on,
I'm glad we got to see him though.
but he is. The luchador is very, very difficult to fight. He moves diagonally. Alright, this boss here. How do you beat this boss?
You gotta get way up there. Hit the top head of the wall, but You gotta wait. You gotta wait. There you go. Jumping on these.
You get the health refill too at the end of each major boss. So the only other way to fill up your health is with item drops or level ups.
All right, we're past the part where I game overed earlier. So I'm
All right, blind territory.
blind territory.
No one knows what happens next. No one's ever been here before. I had to wait because my sword didn't knock back the shooter there. That's okay. Better than getting into a fight. This game's very pacifist. It's a very classical Japanese where you're not allowed to harm the beautiful women villains. Like you have to attack their reproductions or their pets or something like that. So we'll see our final showdown with the principal female villain here at the end of this stage cycle. She's too pretty to be damaged.
I like how that one enemy just spawns in the Ring of Fire.
Yeah, he's just been there his whole life. There.
Oh, here we have the seesaw. There we go. Bye.
So she'll taunt us from the top of these platforms here. We have to attack these flashing walls and bring her down.
Well, she throws presents at you.
Yeah, they're presents from District 1. So good. You can't get through the wall until it finishes exploding, but you're also kind of invincible while you're doing your slash attack. So you want to guide where she throws her presents and then just make sure that you rapidly press down while she lands on you here. And she has a sob story that we're gonna skip there if she's gone. And now we're in the ultra. Ooh, good jump. We're in the final battlement stage here.
Oh, the big laser right. Good times. Laser cycles.
Big laser right is correct. For it. You can do that in one cycle if you're perfect on your jumps, but I don't like getting knocked back.
So ideally, I'll ask this question in a minute, because what do we have? Got stuff coming up here.
I could have taken the punch from that guy, but it was about 0 time save. So there's maybe 1 or 2 damage boosts you can get in this game, as well as there's a couple zips that are really fully discovered so far, but you can get knocked into the top of the screen and zip just like a classic Mega game. And here's our final showdown with Kage. There's 2 ways you can kill him. You can either jump on that platform or wait for him to come all the way down. I'm not sure which one's faster quite. They're pretty similar because you have to wait for him to get knocked back. That's fine. And now we're kind of on the final stretch here. There's 3 more bosses, and then time will be on the final hit on the HR Giger alien boss at the end.
Here we got Conan O'Brien, the boss. And we don't fight him either, we fight his machine. There's been a bunch of cutscenes that have been skipped through where I guess he's in the background running the show or whatever.
Oh, that's a really quick kill.
Wow, it was.
And he's got a splat right there, and it turns out he's a machine of some sort. And now we're going to escape the flaming battle station before it explodes on us. So this is just very mashety. I'm just pushing B, Y, Y, B, Y, Y, B, Y, Y, all with timing. And then you have to skip some of your slashes, otherwise you end up in a bad position on the next platform, so... You can see I'm just getting so far to the left of the center. That was really clean.
So it's faster to do short jumps, or is there a perfect jump height, you think?
I think it's a perfect height.
Yeah.
Okay.
A ratio of...
Coming up on the final boss right here, and then time will be when the energy bar is gone.
Nice. Got the kill before you took the hit, so you didn't lose any time on that. And this boss, close your eyes.
HR Giger, eat your heart out. That was a really clean run.
Yeah.
Time looks like it would have been enough to position well in the tournament. So we'll just let these cutscenes play out here so you can get a little bit of background on the game for the Shubibinman fans out there. So here's Dr. Light, and roll, I guess.
it's Gendo, Akari, and Asuka, I guess.
Nice.
Not seen in this film, Shinji Akari.
Here's shout out to chat real quick. There's Zarnax and Sebjed. Give them the GGs there. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
what were you saying?
Oh, I don't hear the music, but it's playing. It's good. It's like, oh wait, we're missing the music.
The music's great.
It is. This is great ending music.
It was a really good run, really good time. World record's like 16:02 or 3-ish, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think 1540 is really possible if someone's really willing to grind for it. It's just really, really mash intensive, and like my wrists and fingers can't take it anymore. So I put down like three attempts every time I want to try and play this game, but a little bit of RNG and just a lot of mashing to do everything perfectly. But the more things you get right, the faster the game is, and the less you have to mash. So kind of rewarding in that way. Shoutouts to Ben. I'd like to dedicate this run to my good friend Ben and T and their support. Thank you so much for joining in, and enjoy the rest of the marathon as it goes on.
Thank you so much for this fantastic one. It was definitely really fun to watch. Coming up next, As Your Dreams will be our next run. Don't forget, we still got a couple of bids going on, bid wars, name wars, that you can be able to toss some money into if you'd like to see either I could be spared or killed. You can pick the pet color and name the monster and sacrificial monster.
I would like to sacrifice a monster if that's acceptable.
Yeah.